Hello and good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to show you the VPC Endpoint Lab. So what is VPC Endpoint Services first? A VPC Endpoint enables you to privately connect your VPC to supported AWS services. And VPC Endpoint Services powered by AWS Private Link without requiring an Internet Gateway, NAT Gateway, VPN connection, or AWS Direct connection. The traffic always stays between the VPC and the other services. They do not leave the Amazon network. Now, what is VPC Gateway Endpoint? A gateway endpoint is that you specify as a target for a route in your route table for traffic destined to the supported AWS services, which we are going to do today. This service is supported for S3 and DynamoDB. Interface gateway, I will create another lab for that. So what we are doing today for the gateway VPC endpoint only. So I will create a VPC and then attach an internet gateway. Create two subnets and one public and private subnet. I have done all that, by the way. If you want to see how to do it, I will give a link to my other labs, which I have shown how to do all this work. So now, after that, we will create a route table and give it access to the internet gateway and set up subnet association to our public subnet so it can go to the internet. And I will also create a private route table. Then I will create two EC2 instances, one private and one public. I could also create here an endpoint, but I will leave it for now just to show you how we will use it at the end. Then we will copy the public and private everywhere. These are simple things. Then I will create a S3 bucket. I've done all that, but I will still show you how to do that all. I'm going to upload this document with my video so you can always follow this. Thank you. So let's get rid of this document first. Okay, so what we are doing, so I have already created one VPC. Hope you know that, how to create a VPC, but as I said, if not, then I will share a link for you. So one VPC is here, two subnets, public subnet and private subnet. Route table, public route table, private route table. Default one, it's created itself, which we are not using. Internet gateway, I have created internet gateway, then I have attached it. Endpoint, I haven't created yet. I will create it once I have done my EC2 instances. Also, S3 storage. Let's check our buckets. So I have already created a bucket, which is very simple to create. Just click on create a bucket and give it a name, your location, choose a bucket, and then just don't block all the public access. Just untick that and click create. So you will have a created bucket, and then you can go back to your bucket, click on that and upload a file or folder, whatever you like to it. Okay. When you will create your EC2 instances, you will have to add this, give a IAM role and access to the S3 bucket. I'm going to show you this now. So let's start with creating the EC2 instances, as we already have VPC, subnet, route tables, and internet gateway in place. So let's do the instances. Launch an instance. Let's do this time the Windows Server ones. You can choose whichever environment you like. You can choose Linux or Windows. So I'm doing this time with the Windows ones. Okay, my VPC is here. So first public one, enable auto IP assigning. And IAM role, right. I have already created a test user role. Let me show you here. Go to IAM, roles. I have created test user role with the EC2 instances, admin rights. It's simple to create. Click on the EC2 role, choose the services you like here, all them, and then click next permission. And just follow the steps. Okay. So let's do that. Next, next, next. Right. However, this is a public, so just leave it as so anyone can connect to it and launch. Keys, as you know, you can always create a new key or you can use whatever keys you have in place. So I am having one here, so I'm just using that. Launching an instance. However, this is a Windows machine. This takes a little time. So public EC2. Pub EC2. Public EC2 machine. Launching another instance. Again, the Windows server. This time should be my private subnet. Okay, which is now selected. Auto assign public should be disabled so no one can connect to it. IAM role, I need to attach the same role here. So this is accessible to my storage. S3 bucket. Okay, leave as default. Security group, here should be my custom and only my subnet can access to it. Review and launch. Key again, choosing the same one. And view the instances. I will give this a name, private EC2. Oh no, this always playing around here. Private EC2. Right, it's still initializing. We'll just wait a few minutes for it. Right, let's refresh this now to see if it's been created. Brilliant, that's been done. So now copy the public IP address, connect it, RDP client, download the remote machine. You can do always from here as well, but let's do it this way. Open it. No, I don't want to be bothered to be asking again. Right, administrator and password. It is asking for me to password, right? Let me do it again. Okay, get the password, then browse, search, and decrypting the password. Copy it, paste here. So we will be logged into our public machine. Okay. This shouldn't take very long. Okay. Now, I will go the similar way to my private EC2 instance, which is already running, and get the private IP because there is no public IP we have assigned to it. So go to this machine. Okay, click OK. Right, so these are our machine details which is having a public address. Now, MSTSA. Paste your IP address here and connect it. Okay, I need to take these details from RDP administrator and decrypt the password again. Browse my password, set one, and decrypt this password, copy and paste here. Okay. Don't show me this message, can't be bothered. Right, so we are now logging into our private machine through our public machine. So I have done very similar Bastion lab about it. You can watch that as well. And that's been detailed. Right. So now we have 2 instances running here. Okay. It's still loading. Now we have 2 machines. One is public, this one is private. Now let me open it in the public one. Okay. PowerShell. And in a private machine, I can open PowerShell as well. Okay. So in my public machine, let me put it down first so not to confuse here. If I do a ping just to check if this is connected to the internet, yahoo.com. Yeah. While if I connect to my private machine, ping www.yahoo.com doesn't come up. Let me restart that event just to show if there is any issues with that. Right. So Here in the private machine, which is not connected to the external world, all packets have been lost. While in the public machine that is connected to the internet, external internet. Right, now let's do get S3 bucket. And let's see if that can reach to my bucket. Same here, we can try get S3 bucket. It takes a little time for the response to come back. Right, now we can see we have a result here. This public machine quickly can access to our bucket, while our private machine, which is out of the network, is unable to reach to our S3 bucket. So let me wait for this to see the reply from it. Okay, while this is loading, I can also check objects, S3 object. Let's see what the objects, even if it is showing there are some objects in my bucket. So bucket name is NAB786. Say this is showing me what is in my bucket. So there is a document, gateway VPC endpoint document, and also there is a picture with the red bed. Just give it a name. Now the same thing I want to be happening here. So what we need to do to happen it, we need to go back to our AWS console and create the endpoint here, VPC endpoint. Click on the service, create an endpoint, AWS services. So the majority of the services here are for interface. We are looking for S3, which is a gateway service. So, or you can just type in here S3, that will come up instead of going all the list down. Yeah. So you selected that. Create and attach your VPC here. Full service action policy is a full access, and then IAM role here has their own policy. And we need to give it a route to our private subnet. So that's the one in this case, private subnet. Yeah, the rest is fine. So create the endpoint, which has been created now. You can give it a name, endpoint. Route table. Manage the route tables. Okay, for now, it's still doing it, so I'm not doing anything. I will just refresh it. And wait a few seconds for it. Here, say there is no response yet. Yeah. So what it is saying, could not ping to anything, and requested timeout as well to the ping bucket. There is no bucket for it. So it is still thinking in the old days. Right, let's go back and check What is going there? I will refresh it. Go my route tables. Manage my route tables. Okay. Modify route tables. Well, I don't want to modify my route tables. I just want to take it to be updated itself. Oh, it is showing my subnet already here. So let's go to my subnet and see if there is any difference in private. Right. Go to the route table here and see if that's been, oh, it's still not there. It should come here and show me. So I have to wait until this process completes. Route table again. Yes, there is a change now. You can see VPC has been attached here. Now, if I try here in my private instance, get S3 bucket. Let's see what happens now. In the meantime, just going back to see if all is okay. Here in a public subnet, what's the route tables? This is open to the whole world. You can see and attached to the internet gateway, while my private machine is not having an internet gateway that is just connected to my endpoint VPC subnet. Okay. Come on.